So good evening everybody and welcome back to FTRL. Like Nobby Norris last week, we are tearing into third. Well, it was third position for him last week. It is week 3 of season 25 and we land here in the home of alligators and manatees, of Disneyland, of the heat, of the dolphins, and lots of other great big American things. Also a shit F1 circuit. But we are thankfully here at the home of one of the legendary motor racing circuits across the world. It is home of the Daytona 500, the home of the Daytona 24 Hours. It is, of course, the Daytona Super Speedway, playing host to round 3 of season 25. GT2 first on track as ever this week, and we have one of our split weeks ahead then with a qualifying session coming up before we have a sprint race, which decides the grid then for the later mid-length endurance race. And so not quite as long as last week's super endurance race at St. Croix. Who are we waiting for? Waiting for Zom to return. Zom's internet appears to have gone pop. Just waiting for him to return. And we'll go through what happened last week. Last week it came down to a 2-horse race between FTRL Switchback and Fever. Fever, of course, starting at the back, having had a successful week 1 at Dragon Trail Gardens. Zach, who missed the first week and starting third on the grid, but quickly made his way to the front. And he was the rabbit running away at the front, while behind him, Fever was meticulous as he picked his way through. And as the strategies played out at the end, it came down to those two battling, and Fever prevailed there with a superior strategy. He had soft tyres at the end, while Switchback had to run hards. Fever was victorious in qualifying, about to get underway. Everybody is in. Cars making their way out of the circuit. Qualifying then will begin. Of course, we have 15 cars on the grid, representing 5 teams. Each team has 3 drivers. 1 in the Pro class, as you can see there on the back of the BMW in front of us, 1 in the AM, and 1 in the Silver class. This car's heading out of the pit lane onto track, and we will pick up first on track, which is Mikey. And we go on a lap then with him. And so, distinguishing features then of the cars. That's Pro, Pro-Am and AM, isn't it? Each car then will have different coloured banners and wing mirrors there. You can see on Mikey's there, he is a Pro-Am. He has got a green banner, a green wing mirrors, green stickers on the car as well. Behind him, Jonesy then, he is one of the pros. And there's our purple on that one. Oh, it's pink, sorry, isn't it? Yes, it's just pink banners for the pros. And the AMs have got a dark blue banner, dark blue wing mirrors there, so that's how you tell who is in each category. There's an overall championship, but also a championships within championships as well, so lots to play for tonight. God, making their way on. Aaron is already picking on a returning face, and that face is Mr. Joe Burns. Where is he on track? There he is, Joe Burns then, back in FTRL Season 1 and Season 2 FTRL GT champion, no less. He's back then with us tonight, filling in for Derek. Getting on board there with Mikey for a lap then of Daytona in this Peugeot RCZ. Comes across the line, start a flying lap then. Now tricky braking's over turn 1, you're turning and braking, trying to get as straight as you can. Don't go too deep, Mikey was a little bit wide there. Gets it stopped and turned. With the quick S's then, and then into the first of the hairpins. Everyone's gone very deep on the brakes there, misses point there, misses the apex. Using all the runoff though on the exit. Blast along this short straight then, a left hand kink. Stay flat through there, then pick your braking point for the next hairpin. Down again to second gear. Tips it in, nice and tidy that time from Mikey. He stopped that time there, using the curves, a little bit of a slide for the back end of the car there. Short sprint then as he heads back towards the next hairpin there, which brings us on to the banking of the oval. And the back end here will be trying to get away, so battling it nicely then. Mikey's going for the high line. Dropping down there, trying to use the banking there to gain momentum. Now hugging that yellow line on the bottom. See the wind then in their faces as they head along the back straight here then. Right up against the wall on the right hand side now, we're looking for the bus stop chicane. As late as you dare. Down a couple of gears, throws it in. Apexes the two middle parts nicely. Then put flat to the floor. And out he comes. Into turns 3 and 4 of the banking. Main grandstand then coming into sight. Track levels off more or less. It's just a sprint to the line of what is going to be the first lap time on the board. It's going to be a 1:46.4 from Mikey. That is the time everybody has to beat. Jonesy is not that man, but Sir Goose is. And the Lamborghini going to the top there into 46.1 from Sir Goose. Solid opening lap there from him. Max Def going into third place then in that Renault RS1. He's gone fourth. Meanwhile in the GTR, Nobby Norris took to behind him, the star of last week. Nobby Norris, what a drive from him. Once again, I'm just going to call a shout out for him. Superb drive from Nobby Norris there. St. Guart with a brilliant P3. Super Hands, meanwhile, has gone into fourth in the Mercedes, and he looking to bounce back. We had a bit of a torrid time last time out. Somlar then goes second, and Zom's also gone well around here then. Previously, he slots into second then. And he's in seventh. And gone in ninth. And the other of those Renault RS01s for Team Auto Trader. So the banking. Through there. We're not getting the first lap hooked up, but still time to get another lap in. Look then who is where. So Goose then, of course, for Team Only Mans. He's down on this lap then. Zom is part of Team Tom and the Mongs, or Tom and some Mongs, I apologise. And we've got Mikey, Team Bunch of Tools, and he is purple. So he comes off the banking. Max Def then part of Team Auto Trader. Got Super Hands, who's part of Team Quick Fit. Glenn is another one of the Only Mans drivers. Andy, again, one of the Team Tom and some Mongs. Milka Livery Nobby Norris, part of Team A Bunch of Tools. Odon, part of Auto Trader. Jonesy, part of Quick Fit. Fever is Only Mans. Johnny Boy, part of Quick Fit. Joe Burns filling in tonight for Tom and some Mongs. Switchback, Auto Trader. And Royston is part of A Bunch of Tools. And Goose on provisional pole. Mikey did not get ahead then. In fact, so Goose improved with his last lap. Mikey did improve into the 45s, but Goose then holding on to provisional pole. Switchback goes second though. He's still coming around. Hands coming to the line. Does he improve on P10? He does not. He's on to the line. He's currently P6. Stays P6. Andy P8. I did Fever end up ending P9. And there we have it then. Qualifying results done. It's Sir Goose then with pole position by over a tenth of a second. What a lap there from everybody's favourite Gander. He then bags himself pole position for the sprint race. Then he's joined on the front row by Switchback. Then Mikey and Odon on row 2 together. Great lap there from Odon at the end there to put himself in 4 drivers. Under 1 minute 46 there, and all of them covered by, in fact, Mikey and Odin done exactly the same time. Look, a 1:45.988. That is super close. Max Def, great lap from him in P5. Zom P6, then Jonesy P7. Solid effort from him. Andy in P8. GT2 Championship leader Fever down in P9. A bit of work to do there from him. He's ahead of the 2 Bunch of Tools guys, Royston and Nobby. They are 10th and 11th. Glyn is going out for P12. In the GTR. Super Hands is 13th in the Mercedes. Johnny Boy 14th in the Subaru BRZ, and Joe Burns then bringing the rear in that Lamborghini. Starting P15. And so that then is qualifying done. Who are your predictions for the race? As the countdown has begun. Predictions in the chat, please, everybody. Who do we think is going to win this one? Is Goose going to convert that pole position? Is Switchback going to get that win he was denied last week? Can Mikey do it from P3? What about Odon in P4? He's due a victory in FTRL. Is this the one? Let's wait for the lights, then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And the sprint race is go. Oh, who's not got to start? It's Jonesy. And I was contact in the back there. It's a good start from Goose. Then Mikey's up the inside of Switchback as they head down towards turn 1 for the first time. The cars fan out then. Oh, Max is not in the race. What's happened there? Why is Max not in the race? And there's been contact. Are we carrying on? Why is Max not in? Has anybody realised? Mikey leads. Why is Max not in the race? I'm very confused. Okay, it looks like he lagged out. Oh, lucky Max, unfortunately, has to be back then for the main racer. But Mikey leads then from Andy, who's had a great start up to second place. Then Goose down to third. Som's up into fourth. Switchback down to fifth. Then, so they're both the cars. Who started on the front row down to third and fifth place respectively. Goose is back at the second place and he's got ahead of Andy as they get back onto the banking for lap 1 of 13. So Mikey leads, then Goose then in the slipstream as they head towards the bus stop for the first time. We'll go on board. Is he close enough for a move? He's going to pop out the slipstream. He's down the inside into the braking zone for the bus stop. Does Mikey see him? Do they give each other room? Goose is through. Where's Mikey? He's behind. However, now it's a slipstream battle then, and Mikey and Andy are there. They're all nose to tail. Andy is 2 tenths off the lead in third place. Look at this. And here comes Zom. And here comes Zach. Royston's had a good start as well as the 6th place. Then you've got Odon down to 7th. Then Hans up to 8th place. Glynn's in 9th. Fever in 10th. Nobby Norris in 11th. Joe Burns up to 12th. And then Johnny Boy in 13th. And Jonesy, after that terrible start, all the way down to 14th. Let's head to the braking zone for turn 1 to start lap 2. Goops holding on. Mikey's a little bit wide. Andy's up the inside of him. And through he comes, and now Zom side by side. There's the 2 Peugeots side by side through the kick. Oh, Zom's off! But what's the contact? Zom's got around and he's going to drop all the way to the back of the train, then down to 13th place. Mikey's pulled to the side. Is he waiting up? He lets Zach go. Oh, shame that for Zom. And Mikey, who had such a good start as well. So Goose then leads on lap 2 as they head to the hairpin that brings us back onto the banking. Of course, in this one, there is no fuel depletion in this race. The tyre wear rate is ×3. That's disgusting, Max. It's disgusting. Lucky mate, don't worry. It means you'll be in plenty of fun to have in the main race yet, don't you worry. So Goose leading the way, the plane landing in the background there. Stunning visuals as the cars head towards the bus stop for lap 2. So Goose's lead is 9 tenths of a second, then he has broken the slipstream. A bit of a moment there through the mid corner there. That's going to bring Andy back into contention though. Lamborghini, a very, very tricky car. As the rear starts to slide, and that lead has been more than halved. And he now has the slipstream as they head towards the start-finish line. It's complete lap 2. He's hugging that yellow line. Andy wants to move. He's had to go all the way around the outside. Fastest lap of the race there by Sir Goose, a 46.1. Already almost back onto the times that we saw them setting in qualifying then. Switch back third, Mikey in 4th, Odon in 5th, recovering after a poor start. Royston still going well in P6. Then we've got Glynn in 7th, having a good race. Hans in 8th, Fever attacking. So down then to the hairpin. What's that? That's Hans up the inside of Glynn. Side by side as they come off the hairpin. Glynn though round the outside with the momentum and holds on to the position for now. And right behind him then Fever. Then we've got Nobby Norris in 10th, going well. Joe Burns up to 11th, keeping himself out of trouble. Johnny Boy going well in 12th, and Norman had a really good run early on last time out. That's saying quite. So I'm recovering them, but down to 13th. How bitterly disappointed he'll be. Jonesy there, we saw not get off the line. Did he jump the start? I'll explain it. Onto the banking we go then. Through turns 1 and 2 of the banking. Onto the back straight. So Goose leading by just under 7.5 tenths. And he is right on the cusp of slipstream, but he's broken it again, and that BMW does struggle a little bit with top speed, but it is a very, very stable car through the braking zone here, so he will gain time in the bus stop. Now you're all good then, and you just enjoy watching me. Max should be back in for the main race then. Andy, look at the run, and he's right at the back of Goose there again. That BMW is so quick through the bus stop. All that advantage that Goose had has gone, but does Andy have the speed to make the overtake where he's going to pop to the outside? Goose is doing everything right here, sending Andy the long way around. Andy's just done a 45.7. He switches to the inside though for turn one. Saw with a superb dummy, leans on him a little bit and through. Through goes Andy into the lead of the race. So Goose has been knocked off his perch. And Andy heads the field as they head down to the loop for the fourth time. Changed then at the front end. Goose now is the pursuer, but we know that Lamborghini has good top speed. So can he respond? Zach sitting in third, Mikey still with him, and a bit of a gap back. That's Odon in fifth. And we've got a big gap. Glyn's now found his way up to P6. He's going well ahead of Royston. Hans is in 8th. We were in 9th. And Nobby Norris. Joe goes in 11th. And Johnny Boy is on getting closer as well. Jonesy is having a torrid time, unfortunately. Onto the bank and we go. Then the lead is 4.5 tenths of a second and dropping rapidly there. As Lennon just pointed out, that Lamborghini is quick in a straight line. That BMW struggles a little bit with top speed. Goose is closing. And there is purple through the split time. As they come into the bus stop, this is where the BMW will be good then. Try and pull a few car lengths here. Goose has had a solid run that time. And he will now start to pick up the slipstream once again. Zach in third. And Mikey there as well, bringing him along. Odon's hanging on resolutely as well. And we've got 2.8 seconds back to Glyn, who leads the next train with Royston, Hans, Fever, Nobby, Joe Burns, Zom, Johnny Boy. Maybe Jonesy a little way off the back. Crossing the line, and he still leads, and he's held off the Lamborghini. He was gaining right as they get to the braking zone there, where the BMW will stop very nicely there. Oh, the Goose is right with him. Still over a second back between Goose and Switchback in third. He's not been able to get involved in this battle as of yet. And driving a superb race of the circuit that shouldn't really suit the BMW. Very big power circuit. That BMW does lack a little bit of speed. But Andy, utilising the strengths of the BMW so far, he leads this one. So you say is still very much there. Come back onto the banking section, and a little bit of a wobble there. He's had a good run and is closing. And he again now going fastest of all purple sector. The fastest lap has now been taken by Switchback. 45.4, the lap time's dropping massively now. Switchback, despite taking the fastest lap, is 6 tenths down on this lap. Mikey is very much there, and Odon's still just outside of slipstream range, but very much in touch. Should something happen then, Mikey right on the back of Switchback through the bus stop. He again has about a 6 tenths of a second lead here. Goose now starts to close down. That's too big a gap then. I think Andy will hang on to it for another lap then. Andy doing a really good job so far, leading this one. Zach is getting closer to slipstream. He's now just outside of that 7 tenths of a second, or 7.5 tenths. Losing speed down the straight. That Lamborghini is right with the BMW as they get to the braking zone, but not able to get through. Gap now between Odon in 5th and Glyn in 6th is 4.2 seconds, and so their front 5 are clear. Glyn, however, doing a really good job of leading this massive trade of cars. He's got Royston and Superhands right with him. Joe Burns now is up to P9. Zom in 10th, Fever's down to 11th, Nobby's down to 12th, so Fever and Nobby have lost some places. 52.6 there from Fever, 53.5 from Nobby. They were 9th and 10th, so how have they come together? Well, Nobby's off. Drop down to the grass on the exit of the hairpin. Meanwhile, just at a personal best, he tries to get back into touch, see if he can pick up any scraps from the cars ahead. Meanwhile, this time Sir Goose is a lot closer as they come onto the banking. Under half a second, and he is closing. At this stage, doesn't need to push too hard, needs to just save that right rear tyre. We're about at half race distance now. Into the bus stop we go. Behind looking very planted, but Goose has had a good run this time. Well, Mikey's had a bit of a snap there mid-corner. Goose is closer this time and he's had a better exit. But now the Lamborghini's speed starts to tell. The draft starts to help pull him along. And he gets ever closer. You might see a move this time. He's a lot closer this time than he has been the last couple of laps. And he's going to send him the long way around though. To the outside he goes. He's going to be latest on the brakes and he defends the inside. And he should hang on to the place. He does. And Goose took up the inside now and he stops it on the apex nicely. But this battling is now letting Switchback just get into slipstream range then. So Zach has now made this a three-way battle for the lead. So Goose is all over the back of Andy. Oh, Zach's had a slide. And just as he gets there, he throws it away. Just as his teammate behind him, Odon, goes ahead of Mikey for fourth. So Odon up to fourth then, so Auto Trader now running third and fourth. Mikey there down to fifth. And Zach having a big old slide. Just drops him 2.5 seconds off the back of Sir Goose, having just got into slipstream range, and he's undone all that hard work with a slide. Meanwhile, the train continues to be led. Glyn at the head of it. Still with Royster behind him, still with Hans. And Zom's now ahead of Joe Burns. Beaver's dropped back a little bit, and so Beaver's struggling a little bit in this one. The Subaru perhaps not as good as it was last week at Sequoia. Half a second up, so Fever finally getting into a groove then. He might hit the 45s this time around. Zom, who is now taking the fastest lap, meanwhile, in 9th. And now in the slipstream behind, and he's going faster again. So Zom, very much a man on a charge. Look at the speed there. He's got into the back of Hans through the bus stop there, pushing him along. Well, half-second penalty for Royston, meanwhile. It's the first one of those we've seen. Now, how's the Peugeot's top speed relative to that of the Mercedes? Now, Royston will serve that half-second penalty immediately. Now, they're dropping behind at least 2 cars, if not Joe Burns as well. Zom's looking to the inside. He's trying to make a move. Forces the door open. Bit of banging side by side, but Zom's got the inside for the braking zone for turn 1, and into P7 he goes. Hans though with a big send back up to the side of turn 1. The side by side to come off the corner, but Zom gets the move done. Great move there from Zom. Good battling there, good, hard, firm battling. He's wide there with the hairpin. Hans is looking at the inside. Zom will use the momentum off the corner. Uses that little bit of run off on the outside there and hangs onto it, but Hans is very keen to get that position back. Looking there through the kink into the braking zone for the next hairpin. He's going to go down the inside. He looks to the inside, but Zom brakes late and holds onto the position. Great battling here. And now Royster's rejoined this battle as well. And Joe Burns is right there as well. So they come onto the banker, then Glyn will lead them. Not long left, Max, not long left. Don't you fret. Up front, meanwhile, the battle is as you were. 0.4 of a second is the gap as they head into the bus stop. And he's still leading the way. Nice and tidy through there. A little bit quicker that time around. He's had a good run. Oh, Zach's on the grass and Zach's off again. Is he going to get reset? Is he going to get reset? Oh, he's had a big old slide there. Odon and Mikey are going to go round the outside like 2 trailer park girls. And Mikey now is looking to go for P3. He's down the inside. Zach got a penalty for 1.5 seconds as well to boot. Switchback's had a shocker. Mikey to the inside of Odon as they head along the start-finish straight. Retakes P3. In the background, Zom is challenging Glyn, who's defending the inside. Sending Zom the long way around. Who's going to be latest on the brakes? So Glyn's got the inside, but has he gone a little bit deep there? Is Zom going to try and switch back? He is. Glyn gets a big slide on. Hangs on to the place though. Good driving. Zom though is still very much involved. He's looking again into the loop. Glynn shuts the door. Hands. Royston getting involved. Joe Burns is there. Fever's also recovering as well. He's closing back in again. Albino is still going well in P12. Johnny Boy still with him in 13th. Jonesy having a torrid night, unfortunately. I think he's pitted. Oh, Sir Goose leads, but he's got a half-second penalty. Oh, what a shame for Goose then, having finally broken Andy's resistance and taken the lead. He's going to lose it. He might even lose it before the bus stop here. Andy then right up behind him. What does Andy do? Andy's going to push. Andy knows he's going to get that back, so he may as well work together to keep themselves clear of Mikey, who is now clear of Odon in third. So Andy can just help Sir Goose along. He'll take the place. Oh, Goose now starting to slide the rear of that Lamborghini. Now the rear tyres are going off. You can see that right rear tyre looking very second hand. As he comes up to the penalty line, then Andy will retake the lead here. So Goose will have to do it all over again. Between below there, you'll get another penalty there. Andy goes through them. Yeah, very much so. It's like, it's looking very second hand, isn't it? I mean, Andy's tyres are doing alright, to be fair, but yeah, that right rear tyre of that Lamborghini, even with the brakes all the way to the front, looking very, very angry with 4 laps to go. Odon, meanwhile, has got back into third then, so he's caught and repassed Mikey. The battle for first is on. The battle for third is on. Zach, meanwhile, has dropped back, having served his 1.5 second penalty. He's now got Zom, who is recovering after that early spin. He's back up to 6th place, and he's got ahead of Glynn this time around. The Peugeots are currently 4th and 6th. So going fairly well so far. 7th, Hans in 8th. He's got Joe Burns all over him in the battle for 9th. Fever there keeping a watching brief as well. And Nobby Norris and Johnny Boy. The personal best there. A long way back. Meanwhile, for the lead, it's along the back stretch into the braking zone for the bus stop, and Sir Goose retakes the lead. Sliding his way in there though. That right rear tyre is crying out. You can see that he's struggling to get the power down through the bus stop, and he's all over him, pushing him along. Is that right rear tyre going to hold out for Sir Goose? Has to be very careful to like turn 1 and onto the banking. Andy to the outside, but not got the speed then. Sir Goose holding on. If Goose can lead out of that bus stop on the final lap, I think he'll have this, but we've still got 3 laps to go then. We're on lap 11 of 13. Oh, Goose is sideways, very sideways. Big slide there. Andy's got alongside. They're side by side through the S's. Andy's ahead, but he's on the outside line. Goose gives him a squeeze. Andy on the brakes, going to hang it around the outside, is he? Goose sliding his way through the corner, cuts the nose off the BMW and retakes the lead. But Andy switched sides. Goose is giving him a squeeze again. And he's right up against the white line. Drops back in behind, then Goose hangs on to the place for now. And he's looking up the inside of the braking zone. He's down the inside. Parks on the apex as contact, but Andy is through. Hard racing, firm but fair. And Andy retakes the lead. Lamborghini there's tries to get the power down here. That right rear tyre squirming under acceleration. Goose is doing so well still to be in this battle with very little right rear tyre left. He's still got 2 laps to do. And all that battling is bringing Mikey back into that gap. Was nearly 3 seconds. It's now 1.8. Odon's still very much there as well, so we could see a change yet. Further back, Zom versus Switchback is on. Glynn still going well in 7th. 8th place is Super Hands. We've got Royston. Joe Burns with Fever now tucked under right under his rear wing. Joe Burns over really closing in. A look at Joe Burns' tyre, a lot better condition than Sir Goose's. He's been a bit smooth there. Fever though had a really good run through the bus stop. Joe Burns is going for the draft there from Royston, which Fever was looking for as well. So Fever has to tuck back in again. Zom versus Switchback for 5th. So on the outside, switchback on the inside. Tyre wear pretty much the same between these two. Then Zach's got the inside line that defends it nicely. But then runs wide. Oh, Zom's got a half-second penalty from somewhere. Where's that come from? They're side by side, they're banging paddles as they head down to the loop. Meanwhile up front, and he still leads. Goose still with him despite that rear tyre being all but gone. And Mikey is almost back with them. So Goose, they can push through any right-hand corners because he's working that left rear tyre, but it's the next corner, which is a left-hander. It's going to be working that right rear tyre. That's where he just needs to be careful. The Lamborghini will try and kill. You can see the Lamborghini squirming around. We're on the penultimate lap. He's got a slither of grip left. Mikey's back with them nearly. He's all but there. In fact, he's just picking up slipstream now from Sir Goose. So Mikey's making this three-way battle out on his 1.7 seconds back. He's there. If there's any dramas ahead of him, he will be there to pick up the pieces. Superhound's trying to catch back up to Glyn again. That battle was interrupted by Zom coming through. Jay Burns in 9th, Fever 10th. What's happened to Royce? He's down to 11th. His teammate Nobby behind him. Charlie Boy in 13th. And Jonesy setting solid 46s. He's just on his personal best. And he is some way off the pack at the minute then. And Andy is making a break for it. We come to start the final lap of the race then. As Sir Goose's tyres cried enough. He's got no right rear left. And that's going to be very tricky for this braking zone for turn 1 because they will be leaning on that right side. So you need to be very, very careful there. Mikey's got so much more grip there. He arrives so much quicker. Goose slides out of the corner. Mikey's all over him then, but Andy is now 1.1 seconds clear. Into the international loop we go. Goose's car continues to wobble. Mikey's looking at the inside, but no way through. Goose just about gets it stopped on the apex. Andy's lead grows per 1.6 seconds now. Into the braking zone for the second hairpin. On the infield, Mikey's a little bit wide there, trying to find a line to get around the Lamborghini. It's the Goose driving very, very well, placing his car nicely. Now this is going to be one of the corners that tests that tyre. See Mikey closing right up there. Goose trying to get the power down, but struggling. Andy's lead goes by another 0.3 of a second, and Andy is clear. I think this is Andy's race now, barring any massive dramas. Can Mikey get P2? It's Peugeot versus Lamborghini. Mikey's popped out the draft, but maybe a little bit early. It's on the outside as well. Goose defending the inside. That's what he needs to do. Mikey, if anything, if he's too close there, but he's going to try and send it. All this contact. He leans on him through the bus stop. Big slide for Sir Goose. He gathers it up though. They're side by side still. Oh, and the Dom's off in the background. Goose is ahead, but they're side by side. They're side drafting. Is Odom going to get into this battle? I don't think he is. Mikey drops back into the slipstream then. He's going for the line. Meanwhile, Andy's going to cross the line for first. What a drive from Andy. He wins. Who's going to get Peter? It's Sir Goose. Hangs on. Brilliant driving there. Mikey's third. Fourth is Odom. Switchback gets fifth. Glyn comes through for sixth place. And Fever's going to come through for seventh. Late race burst ends on there. Oh, what a shame. He gets 8th. Joe Burns is 9th. 10th for Royce, and they're just pipping Super Hands by just over a 10th. Nobby Norris gets P12. Johnny Boy will come home in P13. And somewhere at the back of the track is a Jonesy. He's had a torrid time in this one, unfortunately. And gets a half-second penalty just to compound his misery on this final lap. Going to the line. Will be the final finisher in this one. 14 for Jonesy. Well, that was some race then. All shook up at the start. And the result then is Andy is victorious there by 2.9 seconds in the end, then just drove away. Those Goose's tyres died at the very death there. And Goose doing such a great job to hold off Mikey there, having run that whole last lap with no right rear tyre. Mikey there, great drive from him. They're just missing out on P2, but a solid P3 for him to start his night. Odon comes home in a very solid P4. Zach ending up P5, having had that penalty and a couple of moments. Glyn there, solid drive from him for P6. Fever coming through late on to take P7. Zom had the pace, fastest lap of the race to 45.4, but spinning off on the opening lap after contact with Mikey. And then a big moment we saw in the background as he came off at the bus stop on the last lap. It means he could have been 5th, ends up 8th, just ahead of his teammate for the night, Joe Burns, returning to FTRL GT action. Royston being P10, Hans was P11, Nobby Norris P12, Johnny Boy P13, and Jonesy P14 then, with Max unfortunately lagging out of the lobby just as the race started. But he will be back for the feature race then, which is 29 laps. And as last week then, they have the soft, the medium and the hard tyre to use for a minimum of 5 laps. But after that is any iteration of combos you like. So how many pit stops will we see? Are we going to see anybody try a 2-stop? Are we going to see 3, 4, 5? What's going to be quickest? It's a fairly long pit lane here. The entrance, of course, you can fly in at speed. But it's quite a long, it's a bit of a longer pit exit, though you don't do as much of it as you do in qualifying. So what's the format for tonight's festivities? For this one then, it is a reverse grid from race 1 results, so Max then should be starting on pole. Until like it's a minimum of 3 laps each, this one. Only 3 laps then. Getting rid of some tyres already. I think he did enough of that in the first race. So you can see a mix of strategies playing out then. What tyres everybody's going to be on come the start of the race then. So it looks like, what have we got then? We can go through this early. So Goose then looks like he is starting on the soft tyre. Mikey starting on the hard tyre. Mikey's on the softs. Jonesy's on the softs. Johnny Boy's on the mediums. Royston and Nobby both on the hards. Zom on the mediums, Odin on the hard tyre, switch back on the hard tyre, Max is on the softs, Joe Burns is on the mediums, Andy's on the hards, Hans is on the hards, and Fever already touched on. Spinning around in practice 3 times, counts 3 laps on the hards. Yeah, why not? I'll try that one. I'll take that for tomorrow. Now, fuel and tyres will play a part in this one. You want to do as well. Depending on how quickly you can make the strategies work, you want to do the least amount of pits as possible. However, it's also about being on the right tyres. Most of the soft tyres will be considerably quicker than the hard tyres. For the grid to be sorted, and for our 29 lap main event for this evening to commence then, who had a really solid drive for that one then, P6 for him. He could be quite happy with that one. Who said he'd be happy with the P8 in the, I don't know if he meant the main race, but he got P2. You can see him drifting that Lamborghini car. Superb car control there. It's like watching Pagani. And, try not to do quite so much drifting in the race because it will be suboptimal for your tyres. I don't know. That's me. I guess in theory first. It wasn't his fault that he didn't get in, but I'd say P1, but that's me. It wasn't deliberate. Obviously, he didn't get to race, so I would say P1. Rundown then of the cars and who's everybody in while we wait for the race to start. So Glyn then is in the Nissan GTR, but this is the 2013 version, so the Mach 1 GTR, which was of course originally piloted by a star of the Gran Turismo movie, Jan Mardenborough, in the British GT Championship, also once upon a time. Raced a little bit in GT1 Endurance, formerly the Blanchepon race series, although it hasn't been seen outside of Japan for quite some time now. There was an update 28 years ago. Whether or not there'll be another GTR, don't know now. Do not know, but we shall see. But I said in the Mitsubishi Lancer, a car rally fans will be very familiar with, of course, from the Tommy Mäkinen era. Richard Burns, also another famous pilot of the Mitsubishi Lancer, though this version never got to rally, I do believe. Mitsubishi not having a massive motorsport footprint at the moment, I'm aware of anyway. We shall see that. Goosen in the Lamborghini, of course, who've just entered Lamborghini Huracan there. A stalwart of GT3 racing across the world. Still a very successful car in both Blanchepon, now of course at Le Mans as well, under the Iron Dames and the Iron Lynx banner. Of course, got some DTM, British GT, GT World Challenge, IMSA. That car, a very popular car, a very successful car as well. And we'll have to wait then, because we are lining up then for our main event. 29 laps ahead of us. Andy has one win tonight, which means he starts right at the very back of this one then, keep him out of trouble into turn one. Where does everybody's money lie for this one? Cars then begin their rolling start. Jonesy can't at least mess up the start in this one. And away we go then for 29 laps then. The Renault, not a great starting car, and Jonesy is already attacking for the lead of the race as he head down towards turn one. He's going to try and swoop around the outside. Max is on the soft tyre, so is Jonesy. There was contact there between Nobby Norris and Johnny Boy at turn one, but Max has held off the advances of Jonesy and leads then through the S's for the first time down towards the international loop. And away he goes, and Max then leading the way in that Renault. We saw Odo have a really strong run in race one, so we know that car is fairly handy around here. Out the infill section then towards the hairpin that brings us onto the banking for the first time in this one. Max leading the way. Pulled that lead up to a second then from Josie. Nobby Norris in third, also on the soft tyres, sliding the back of that Mitsubishi. Now, Nobby Norris was the star of last week, getting a P3. He's currently in P3 in this one. Can he hang on? We shall see. Superhands is up to fourth already, having a good start. Royston has got Joe Burns on the outside then, side by side down the back straight. That Lamborghini though, drawing alongside that BMW M3, a big old car. And Joe Burns just drives around the outside there. That must be painful for Royston. Oh, but Joe Burns has got him very hot to the chicane. He's on the grass. And Royston will retake that place. Lamborghini there trying to bite him hard. They're side by side. Royston trying to come down the circuit. Is he just ahead? He is. Just takes the nose off Joe Burns. That'll please him. Johnny Boy, Zom, and Glyn in this battle as well. Oh, there's contact there. The three wide. Johnny Boy on the inside there. Royston's getting hung out to dry here. Johnny Boy down the inside. Zom's trying to get down the inside as well. Glyn's looking for a gap, but there is one. Zom. Oh, the 3 wide into the braking zone. Johnny Boy sends it on Joe Burns. Zom pushes Royston wide. Oh, Zach's hit the pit wall. In the background, and Johnny Boy ends up coming through the pack. Sir Goose arrives with a flap of the wings, and the Lamborghini start to battle. Oh, Johnny Boy's outbraked himself at the international loop, and off the track he goes. Zom's gone through, but it's gone wide, and Glyn comes through now. Oh, it's all changing this pack already. Absolute chaos. Sir Goose, Zom, puts Sir Goose on the grass, and Sir Goose saves it, does he? Oh, well, trying to save Zom, then sends it on Glyn. There's contact. Zom goes from a defence to attack in about 150 metres. Rough and ready there. Zom elbows out as ever. That was something. That was something. Everybody though just about survived. Odon's now 9th, Andy's up to 10th with Mikey in 11th, and switched back despite hitting the pit wall in 12th. Phoebus, I think, 13th there. Royston down to 14th, and Johnny Boy, having outbraked himself at the hairpin, finds himself all the way down in P15 on those soft tyres. So look at the tyre situation. Meanwhile, Zach then, not Zach, Max is leading. He's on the soft tyres. Josie second, also on the soft tyres. Nobby Norris in third on the soft tyres. Superhands on the hard tyres, going really well up in fourth so far. Medium tyres on Joe Burns. Zom's on the hards. That might explain some of the moves we've just seen there. Glyn's on the hard tyre as well. Sir Goose is on the mediums. The Lamborghini. Hard tyres for Odom. It's hard tyres for Zach. That might explain his drama. Mikey is on the hards, as is Andy. Medium tyres on Phoebus' car. It's hard tyres for Royston and soft tyres for Johnny Boy. On to lap 3 we go. And your front 3 then are away and clear. Max leads by just over 7 tenths. Having said that, on the brakes though, Jonesy closing in. And he's bringing Nobby Norris with him. Nobby Norris again going well in the feature race. It's purple. In fact, Nobby Norris has the fastest lap of the race so far. Nobby Norris currently the fastest man on track. Superhands there, the lead driver on the hard tyre. Burns on the mediums now, just starting to close in again. This pack's just spread out a little bit. Some squealing tyres in the background. Who was that? Probably Sir Goose sliding the back of that Lamborghini around, I imagine. Oh, for the lead. Josie on the inside, Max on the outside. Josie, who had a awful time in the sprint race, takes the lead of the main race then on lap 3. Down towards the bus stop then. Max is headed for the first time in this one. So he's had a good run there through the bus stop though. Jonesy still leads, but Max is in the slipstream, and Nobby Norris is right there as well. Nobby Norris is in slipstream range of Jonesy, let alone Max. So these 3 are now 4.8 seconds clear of Hands in 4th on those hard tyres. Max meanwhile going for the lead. We'll go on board then. Around the outside he goes. However, they're getting to the braking zone, and he hasn't cleared him. Nobby there in the mirrors. Josie fights back on the inside. Then was a little bit wide. Max to get up the inside, but Josie shuts the door on him. In the mirrors there, you can see the black and yellow Mitsubishi Lancer as they head to the brake then for the international loop. That's quicker off the corner there. Josie just trying to get the power down. Always keeping a watching brief behind. The clouds are coming in. I'll make the track a little bit cooler will help the guys on the soft tyre. Max is a little bit deep there, almost running off the circuit. Just about got it stopped in time. There's no screen on this car, so no rear mirror for the Renault. Whereas if we go on board with Jonesy and the BMW, the Ferrari, sorry, we've got a nice big screen there. We can see Max Def's car. Now, Max is now under pressure from Nobby Norris, and so Nobby Norris has latched on this time. Go on board to the inside he goes, and head towards the braking zone for the bus stop. Does he clear him? Yes he does. Max drops in behind, and Nobby Norris up to P2. Now all that battling has just let Jonesy get out of slipstream range then, so Nobby now has got to try and close him down. However, you can see that gap is coming down. And Mitsubishi is a very quick car in a straight line. Taking chunks of time out of Jonesy's lead. Max Defos just drops away a little bit then. Still with the fastest lap of the race. Into the pits comes Zom from P5 or 6, was he? I don't know if he got ahead of Hans, but Zom is in then, so the first of the pit stops, and he's getting off of those hard tyres. So total light, it's a minimum of 3 laps in this race. Oh, Nobby Norris having a slide there, and Max into the back of him. He burns out to 4th, Super Hans behind him, then Sir Goose. Oh, who's that going off? Somebody's off at the bottom of the circuit. I can't see who it is. Where's Feber? Feber, they're going off there. There was that. What happened there to Feber? What happened to Feber there? Then the braking zone. Not quite sure, but he's down in P11 behind Johnny Boy, and the two Subarus together. I was back on the stream, what happened? Oh yeah, Fever just took avoiding action. That's what happened there. Fever almost got into the back there, or possibly switchback. He decided to avoid him and went off the circuit. So that's what happened to Fever. Meanwhile, for the lead, Jones has got a half-second penalty, which means that Nobby Norris is about to take the lead of the race. Through he goes, Nobby Norris leads. This man who has a race win to his name, then Hans is in meanwhile, getting off of his hard tyres. As is Glynn, as a switchback. Nobby Norris puts the hammer down immediately. It's Paul II on Jonesy. So Nobby Norris is a man on a mission in this one. Leading the way. Max is re-engaging with Jonesy meanwhile. There's the Lamborghini battling over 4th place. Joe Burns leading Sir Goose. Both of them on the medium tyres. Joe Burns' tyre went just a little bit better. I think Sir Goose will be happy to have some tyres underneath him after the last time around. Give Joe Burns a little nudge. Little courtesy hurry up there as they come onto the banking. They're running the high line. Sir Goose down low against the yellow line. He'll take the position away, but Joe Burns will drop down the banking now into the slipstream. Use that momentum, use that draft. Try and get that position back again. The wind this time is coming across them as they head onto the banking. A little bit down on what it was in the sprint race as well. So now tucked into the slipstream of Sir Goose. Sir Goose had a better exit. Sir Goose is pulling away. Fever now into P6 ahead of Johnny Boy. And we've got Zom, who's the first of the drivers who pitted. He's out again now. He's in P8. He's now on the medium tyre. Odon in 9th. Hans behind him, so Odo's now on the medium tyre, Hans is now on the medium tyre, Andy's now on the medium tyre, Glynn's now on the medium tyre as well, as is Royston, as is Zach, as is Mikey. So all those guys have got off the hard tyres and now on the mediums. Up front though, Nobby Norris leading the way by 1.9 seconds. He is clearing off. He was put 50p in Nobby Norris this season. I'm very much here for it. Absolutely go. onto the back of Sir Goose. It's going well. 9 seconds off the lead. He's got through nicely then from 14th place now to 4th. So 10 positions gained. Tyre wear situation then. Let's have a look at the leaders. Nobby Norris doing well. His tyres are in good condition still. Plenty of fuel in there as well, so he'll be carrying on. And Jonesy, his right rear tyres second hand. He's also burned through his fuel. And that is a lot of fuel he's used up compared to Nobby Norris on a quarter of a tank. And Max behind him, just under a quarter of a tank now, although Max's tyres are worse. So Max has got the worst tyres of the front three. Jones has got the worst fuel, and he's in. Max is in as well. So Goose has got... Is he going in? He is. So Goose is in as well. So through goes Joe Burns to P2. He's now going to come through and take 3rd position. And go up to 4th. So now is when the strategies start to deviate and split up. People are on different strategies and at different points of their tyre life, they're on different fuel strategies, and it all becomes a bit of a jumble. And what we've got to do is wait till probably the last 5 or 6 laps when we can unpick it and find out where everybody truly is. So, I'm going to keep track. Now, Jonesy is fueling up. Zom, who's used his hard tyres, and he's going to come out right with that battle, and so Max is ahead of him. Now he's behind, so Zom splits Jonesy and Max. Max is now on the medium tyres, Jonesy's on the hard tyres. And Zom behind him's on the mediums. So splitting strategies then. Max has gone mediums, Jonesy's gone hard. Now you know that Zom will attack here. Max getting a little bit deep at the loop there. So I'm going to go for the move. Not yet. Wait for his moment. Jones is struggling on traction there. Zom's got the momentum off the corner. He should just get into the slipstream here and look for a move. Zom looking for the inside, but Jones is going to send him the high line. Good defensive driving there. It's a long way around here. I'm going to try and get around the outside of somebody. Driving down the middle of the road there, keeping Zom behind him into the bus stop. We go. Joe Burns is in, meanwhile, from P2. Jones has had a big old slide there at the bus stop. Those hard tyres struggling to get switched on. Johnny Boy and Fever are in as well. It's onto the high line against Jonesy. Looks quicker. He's on board with the Peugeot. He's got back into some slipstream. And try and go the outside line again. Jonesy defends the inside line. Ferrari though is just marginally quicker. And then laid on the brakes. Is Jonesy going to go straight on? He's drifting the back edge. Zom switches to the inside. And through he goes. Set that up nicely. And Zom is through into P2. Nobby Norris meanwhile continues on his way there. Easily getting to 9 laps of fuel. He'll be in this time around, but that's a very, very impressive stint from Nobby Norris, whose lead is 40 seconds and over. Zom in second then, and now Max is on the attack of Jonesy. And down the inside he goes. Jonesy there, tries to hang on around the outside, but Max has got more grip. And Max is up to 3rd. Good move there from Max. Behind them then Andy. He's short fueled. Now on the medium tyres. Interesting strategy from Andy. Doing something a little bit different, but he's got himself track position now. He's up to 5th. We've got Goose now. He's on the hard tyres. Nobby Norris is in meanwhile. Royston on the medium tyres. Got in there in 8th. Hands with switchback all over the back of him. Zach's outside, inside, and then runs into the back of Hands because he's that much of a skilled driver. You can see the damage on the front of that Mazda. Mercedes seems to have got the legs, and he does, and he hangs onto it, but Hands has sent it really hard. Oh, contact there, Zach. Super Hands drifting through the bus stop, and Mikey's got the momentum because Zach's been held up. And Mikey's going to sweep around the outside, is he? Mikey's gone right up to the top of the circuit there for some reason, trying to get the draft. They're both now squabbling over the draft from the Mercedes. And hanging in the middle of the road, trying to give it to both of them. You watch 3 wide behind between Fever, Joe Burns and Odon. Disrespect to getting ahead there. Norbert Norris is out of the pits then. And he's going to drop down to 4th. Just behind Max Def then. So Zom then takes over the lead of the race. And that's put himself in a very strong position because he has used his hard tyres. Zom does like the circuit as well. We're going to be, as his rear wing states, hailing to the king in about 19 laps time. Jonesy still holding off Max for P2. Good driving from Jonesy this on those hard tyres. As they come to Zom. Now Max has not been able to find a way through. Been always out on the medium tyres. Still very much in this one as well. Very impressive drive once again from Norbert Norris. 5th. Jonesy a little bit different. He's down 6th then. Royston behind him. Then Glynn. 9th. And Mikey, Joe Burns all together. And Odon. Phoebe down in 14th. Phoebe struggling a little bit in this one. That Subaru doesn't appear to be working as well around here. At this stage where he's on the hard tyres. To be fair, his fastest lap is only a 10th off the ultimate fastest lap of everybody so far. And that was on the medium, so Nobby's time on the softs is only a 10th quicker than Phoebe's on the medium, so more pace to come from Phoebe. He's getting his pain out of the way. Taking the hard tyres, as is Johnny Boy in the other Subaru as well. Max then finally getting the move done on Jonesy, but Jonesy's going to fight back on the exit of 1. Max got the move done, but ran wide, and Jonesy's back through again. Zom's just on a personal best fastest lap meanwhile, 47.5. And here we go again. Max has got the run off the international loop. Jonesy slots across in front, defending the inside. Max switched to the inside. Oh, big old shake of the head from the Renault. Oh, it's contact and off goes Jonesy. Through goes Nobby, through goes Andy. Max Verstappen, S-kip and shoulder there. And Jonesy's resistance is broken. Oh, he's going to go around now as well. He's got grass in his tyres. Oh, he might get a penalty for being there as well. Down to 12th, and Jonesy's race unravelling rapidly on this lap, unfortunately. There'll be some words about that one. So I'm now leading the way then, and is purple as they head onto the banking out of the bus stop then. And we're going to see our first lap in the 46s in this race then. And bearing in mind he's on the medium tyre, the current fastest lap was Norbert Norris on the softs. And there we go, 46.9. Takes the fastest lap away. From there now it is the fastest man on track. And leads by 5 seconds, and Royston is in from 6th. Meanwhile, the BMW man ends his medium tyre stint. Max, Nobby and Andy are now all together. Norris now has got his medium tyres switched on. And he's also got himself into this one then. Is Andy going to be a factor for the win in this one? He's already won the sprint race, can he do the double? A circuit that I would have said would not suit the BMW. It's long straights. But Andy has driven superbly so far. Won the sprint race in a great battle with Goose. He's now all over the back of Norbert Norris in the battle for P3. And that battle for P2. So Max Def is right there in front of him. He's up the inside as they come onto the banking. Norris run wide, and Andy is through. So Andy then up to 3rd. His charge forward continues, but on a different strategy. Look, he's on a lot less fuel than the 2 cars around him, so Andy will be in probably next time around. Max and Nobby are both on mediums. So mediums for Max, mediums for Nobby, who the last of the ones to stop. So Goose down 5th. Doing one of those hard tyres as well. And then in P6 ran 4th early on. He's got his hard tyres out of the way. So he's now got mediums and softs all the way to the flag. I close down on Sir Goose. Joe Burns just behind him in 7th. He's on the softs now. Let's see what that Lamborghini can do. But this battling while Odon, Glyn, Mikey, Jonesy. Mikey and Odon peel off into the pits. Just a litre left. Mikey's got 20. It's interesting there. What's happened to Zach? Oh, he's just pitted. Has he just pitted? This is pitted, but he's got a lot of tyre wear. I don't think he pitted. I think Zach's had a moment somewhere. 2:11.7. Oh, he's wide at turn 1. And Zach's race unravelled somewhere. So then he was just pitted. And coming round, his teammate and Odon in the pits. Where will he filter out? So meanwhile will be in this time around then. He's now on the red line. His lead is 8.1 seconds over this squabble. Max Def and Andy with Nobby Norris just off the back. Oh, Andy with a big old send there. Just arrived in shot there. Thought about a send, backed out of it. Max has got a bit spooked, ran a little bit wide there. Andy's going to get the momentum off the bus stop and takes P2. And Max got half a second penalty for his trouble then as well. So he lost the place and got a penalty. Zom is in. Andy will be in as well. So both the Tom and Sir Mong's cars will peel off on this lap. And that will re-promote Max into the lead of the race. So Goose is in as well. As Super Hands. Fever's in as well, getting off those hard tyres. Jones is in as well. Johnny Boy adds switchback also in. So pit stops galore. 3 drivers went around. Max Def and Nobby, who were first and second. Joe Burns is back up to third then. 8 seconds off and currently fastest man on track. So purple through sector 1. Tom is out then, he's on his way. He's now on the soft tyres. And he's now out on the soft tyres as well. Comes to Goose, soft tyres for him. Well, he's going to come round now for P7. He's going to get ahead of Super Hands. He's now on the soft tyre as well. Soft tyres for Mikey, soft tyres for Glyn, soft tyres for Odon, soft tyres for Fever, medium tyres for Jonesy. So that's his allocation complete. Johnny Boy's on the mediums now, and Zach out on the softs, but he's now P15. That moment he had on lap 11 at 2:11.7. Oh, he's off the grass immediately. What's happened to Zach? Oh, dearie me, what's happened there? Zach just drove onto the grass from a straight line. His teammate leads then. So one Auto Trader car leads, one Auto Trader car brings up the rear. One in the middle of the pack. The back leads then by just over a second from Nobby Norris. Those two are 6.7 seconds clear of Joe Burns, who's on the soft tyre. He used the mediums, he's now using softs as well. Still lapping quickly. Zom's taking the fastest lap meanwhile. But Zom still has the fastest lap. So it's really who's where. minute it's going very well for the Team Milker cars, because you've got Joe Burns in third, Zombie in fourth, and Andy in fifth. So all three of their cars in the top five. GT2 drivers do some card carrying. See? Who's there in the background? The fastest first sector there from Andy, meanwhile. One in sixth. Rustin in seventh. And in eighth. In the background, we've got Glyn, Odon, and Fever all together. And on the soft tyre, they're all doing personal bests then. And what's Fever got then? He's got his medium and his hard tyre stints out of the way. Is he now going to start to cut through? He's quick, but how is that Subaru getting on around here? He's not overly confident that the Subaru is the best car at the circuit. If anybody can hustle it around, it will be this man on screen right now. So let's see, he's got Odon right ahead of him. He's purple as they come onto the banking. Max Steff is in then, race leader in. So Nobby Norris takes over at the front. Max is in for a new set of tyres and some fuel. Okay, Burns going around again as well. Again, very impressed by Nobby Norris. Super consistent, smooth, not making mistakes. Excellent fuel going into the Renault. Son comes round, he will take Max. Still refueling. And Goose then coming into turn one. I imagine he'll probably come out somewhere around Sir Goose. He's on his way now. There's Sir Goose, and Max is going to come out just ahead of Sir Goose. So it's P5 for Max Steff. Just behind Super Hands. Odon and Fever. Josie there 13th. Just coming out turn one, you've got Johnny Boy. And Zach there just behind him. Once again, Nobby Norris finding himself in the lead of this race. His lap time has been super consistent as well. Look, 49.0, 49.6, 49.2, 49.2, 49.5. Nobby Norris then is becoming a fairly decent sim driver. Yeah, consistency. Cutting the errors out. Very impressive once again from Nobby Norris this week. What's his lap time going to be? 48.9 then, he's even got quicker. The fuel burns off. Now it's getting quicker. He's pulling away from Joe Burns as well. 51.1. Joe Burns has had a bit of a moment on that lap somewhere, I think. That right rear tyre now starting to look very second hand. He will be in this time around. So he just ticks over onto the red line of fuel. So in third. The one though is the net race leader. He's used his hard tyres as well, Zom. So Nobby Norris race leader still has to use his. Inside the international loop, slides the rear of that Lamborghini. As he gives chase then to the Renault in the background there. You've got Royston, Mikey sandwiching Super Hands. And you've got Glyn, Odon and Fever. With Odon the filling in an only man sandwich. Hey. There's a lot of similar strategies here, but a few outliers, but we shall see. Play out then. He's got a bit more fuel in now. Those will be in this time around. Nobby Norris meanwhile. Do another lap or so in the tank here. Doing a very good job. 9-0. Yeah, Nobby Norris. Picture of consistency here. Joe Burns then peeling off into the pits at the end of lap 17. Zom will come round, retake that place. Now closing in on Max Def. We're going to see a battle for 5th. Got the run there. Max to the outside goes Sir Goose, then he's going to draft by him. Cuts across the nose. Immediately to the inside there. Sir Goose takes no prisoners there as he takes P5, which becomes P4 as they go past Joe Burns, who's in pit lane. Just getting right up against that pit wall there, but get it turned. Oh, Max is on the grass as they come out of 1. Mistake there from him. Back a bit, he'll have dirty tyres, he needs to be careful in the background. Meanwhile, Super Hands has got ahead of Royston, who fights back at the international loop. Super Hands has got a little bit wide there. Royston's going to get back. Oh, off the grass he goes. Almost spins it, collects the side of Mikey. And Glyn's going to get him as well. Ah, oh, shame there for Super Hands. Having just got that place from Royston, he ends up losing 3. Now, battling has brought that second trio in. So you've got Glyn there, you've got Odon, and you've got Fever. All closing in now, so this is now a 6-way battle. 2 bunch of tools, 2 only fans, 1 quick fit, and 1 auto trader car in this battle. I'd love to see more than 2/3 of the way to the race. Maybe 2/3 of the way, maybe we've got 6 car trade. Joe Burns then out in P12. Goes ahead of Jonesy. Johnny Boy and the switchback. Still recovering from an unseen earlier drama. And in P15, Nobby Norris's lead is 19 seconds then over Zom, who is hammered down now. 46.1 there from him. He's the 49, so yeah, he's taken chunks of time out of Nobby Norris's lead now. He is flying. Nobby Norris stretched 10 laps on this stint. That's an incredible effort from him. It's Nobby Norris doing the 2-stop. I think you might be right, Biggles. Is he trying the 2-stopper? I'll be very impressed if he can pull this off. We've seen Nobby try the unconventional when it comes to strategies. He'll save himself a lot of time though, so you can't count him out of it, but that means a very long stint. Ooh, that car's starting to slide around now on those hard tyres. Zom meanwhile is going hell for leather as he bids to win this one. His team backing him up in 3rd. Last time around, 46.9 from Andy, 46.8 from Sir Goose. Sir Goose took a 10th out of him last time around. The guy is saying that Nobby is the best driver in a bunch of tools. Setting the bar high for the team this week. They'll respond tomorrow. So Goose now with the hammer down. Purple as he comes onto the back straight. Nobby Norris is in. What a stint that has been. A model of consistency. Look at that lap time there. 49.0, 49.6, 49.2, 49.2, 49.5, 48.9, 49 flat, 49 flat. That is a superb stint from Nobby Norris there. He has brought himself right into contention for this one. However, he's on a different strategy then. He's on the 2-stopper. Everybody else I think is on at least a 3. Maybe even some 4s out there. Now closing in on Max Def. He's bringing Royston, he's bringing Glyn, he's bringing Hands, he's bringing Fever, he's bringing Odon. Fever around the outside of Odon to turn 1. That's a move and a half, and Fever gets it done. So Fever starting to make some moves. Nobby Norris then on his way. Out he comes then. He's come out just behind that pack, but that's not the worst thing in the world because they'll probably pull away from him and leave him with some clear track. So they're sliding around his right hand tire, looking very second hand as well. Nobby Norris then is, how far off the lead is he? 25 seconds. Back to Zom. How long Zom got? He's probably got another 2 laps before a pit stop. So let's see what he can do. He's setting quick lap times though, 46.1, 46.8, 46.5. Stand on my phone, please, guy. straight fight between Zom and Nobby Norris for the win. Many people have really had that on their sheet. Bieber has taken the fastest lap then, so the speed has finally arrived from the Subaru. Mikey, meanwhile, is out of the slipstream for P4. Does he have the speed? Does he have enough grunt then to overtake this Renault? They're side by side. The battle of the French mid-engine cars. The Renault RS1 on the inside, the Peugeot RCZ on the outside. Royston is in meanwhile. And Max just fights back there to hit the brakes. Oh, Mikey leant on him. Mikey's got it a little bit hot. He's trying to switch back as he knows he's run too far wide. And Max fends him off for now. Good defensive driving there from Max. Held the inside. Mikey tried to squeeze him. Oh, Mikey's just absolutely yeeted him. Just about got to stop their massive plume of smoke there. Mikey locking the brakes up. There was contact there. Both of them nearly had a big off. Thankfully they survived. Glyn now closing down on the hands in 7th. Fever's up to 8th then. He's cleared Nobby Norris. And there's Nobby then. He's made his final stop, we think. He's there losing time to Zom. Zom is pushing hard. It's going to be tight. It's going to be very tight. Then Jonesy in 10th. Joe Burns is in 11th with a half-second penalty. He's now on the hard tyre as well. Joe Burns taking his pain. He's got switched back now. It's up to 12th. Johnny Boy in 13th. Royston just pitted, as has Odon. And they're now on the medium tyres. Royston now on the softs again. So meanwhile, coming around to complete lap 21. Is he in this time, or is he going to go for one more lap? He's coming in. Race leader is in, and so this is going to be the critical pit stop. Where does Zom filter out relative to Nobby Norris? And he's going to be in as well. And he's brought himself right into contention. So Goose will be in as well. Max Def. He's going right again. Glyn and Mikey are in. Hans and Fever racing to pit lane are in as well. Nobby Norris, and there he is. Right, so Zom is on pit lane. Fuel going in now. Nobby Norris goes through and he takes P2. So Zom's still fueling. Zom is still fueling. Nobby Norris has cleared the end of pit lane then. How much gap is he going to have? Zom's on his way. Where is Zom? There he comes. What's the gap? Until he comes off the loop, it's about 6.5 seconds. So Zom on the soft tyre, Nobby Norris on the hard. I think it's his advantage to Zom. We've seen him be setting 46s. Can Nobby Norris hold him off? Burns has come through. Can he get to the end on that fuel? I don't think so. Joe Burns might be making the stop shortly, get off those hard tyres. Once again though, the Tom and a bunch of Mongs team 3rd, 4th and 5th. Mikey, Glyn, Fever and Royston together. Super Hands there as well. And Odon. Oh, what's up with the Max? Has he had a drama? I think Max has had a drama there somewhere. He has. Oh, he's lost a load of time. Max has had a drama there at the bus stop, I think. He's lost a hatful of time. Nobby Norris has just taken a chunk of time out of him. And already Zom's taken a chunk of time out of him. That's about 10 seconds on that like that somewhere. Yeah, Max had an absolute shocker somewhere. Spin down by the bus stop, I think. There's Nobby Norris. Where is Zom? There is Zom in the background. That's the chase. Joe Burns is in. Getting off of those hard tyres. Where is he going to filter out then? Fever now doing battle. Fever in the slipstream of that BMW. Royston defends the inside. Fever's going to go to the high side. And Fever is late on the brakes. And through he goes. Good move there from Fever. Around the outside again. We saw him do that move to Odon earlier. And now he's done it on Royston as well. Up to 8th he goes. Joe Burns fuel going in. Max continues to lead, but I think he'll be in this time around. Might have one more lap in the tank. Whether or not that right tyre, that right rear tyre is going to hold up for one more lap is the next question. Norris has got back a little bit then. Zom continues to close for what is the net race lead. Nobby Norris is hanging on, but Zom's nearly there. And with plenty of time to spare, it's been a superb effort once again from Nobby Norris. Now the gap behind Zom is 13 seconds to Andy. And Sagoose another 3 seconds back, so there's a big gap behind Zom, even if Nobby does lose out, which inevitably he probably will. Max is in meanwhile. He bails out, then Nobby Norris will take the lead for now, but not for long. I fear the gap now is just over a second as they come to the braking zone. It's under a second. Zom's got so much more grip. And you feel it's just a matter of when now. Zom will make the move. Will Nobby fight it? I think with a race win at stake, you always want to battle for it, but I think he might be better to just let him go. He might even have a say there. Zom's got so much grip off the international loop, but Nobby there. He's got the driver off the corner. Zom had too much of a run there. Almost clipped the back of Nobby Norris, but he might go for the inside move here. Shows to the inside, but he's got plenty of time to wait. But no, he can't wait. Through he goes. Zom hits the front then on lap 24. With all his pit stops done then, that was for the net race lead. So Zom then hits the front, and he should now just drive away from Nobby Norris there. He's got 2 compound softer tyres. Zom on the softs, Nobby on the hards. Can Andy get there as well, make it a Milker 1-2. Sagoose keeping him honest. Meanwhile, that gap's now just under 3 seconds, but these two have been very closely matched. In fact, Sagoose was half a second faster on the last lap. They're going to chuck a time out of him, to be fair. We've seen that Lamborghini tyres will be very second hand. In fact, 4/10 purple there. Sagoose is flying on this lap. He's going to drop into the 45s here. Get through the bus stop. Further back, Mikey leading this little train. Glynn giving chase. Phoebe's just behind him, then Royston, and then the BMW, then Hans. He's got Max Def and Odon, the two Auto Trader Renaults together. Odon's had the run off the bus stop. Goes to the outside, then up high. And side by side. We could do with drafting each other here a little bit. And Max drops onto the apron there. Hopefully you don't get a penalty, Max. Oh, he's got a second, he has. He dropped onto the apron and got himself a second penalty there. The Renault's there. It's a good a photo for the Instagram. It's side by side across the line, but it's not suboptimal there for pace wise. Max on the hard tyre. Let's his teammate go. On the mediums. So now he will try and chase down Super Hands. Behind them, Jonesy's race we saw unravel earlier on with contact with Max, and then a subsequent spin. So there might he have been without that. A bit more consistent in this one. He's battling for Joe Burns for P12. Both of them on the soft tyres. Zach not far behind. Zach's had a bit of a shocker this one. We saw him going off. We had a mistake on lap 11 as well. We lost a hat full of time. Boy. Just to the personal best that time around. He's getting quicker as well. Also finishing this one on the soft. Then Zom now away and clear and running away with this one. All he needs to do now is see this one home. This win is all but nailed on. But no fat lady is singing just yet. He has got to get through 4 more laps. This comes to start lap 26 of 29. Starting now for 6.6, solid lap time from Zom. Nobby Norris Doing solid 1 minute 50s now, like 50.5, 50.6, 50.4, 50.0. And a 50.3 in there as well. Andy behind though doing 47s. So he's taking bags of time out of him as well. And at that rate, as Big O said in the chat, he might get there on the last lap. And he's bringing Sir Goose with him because Sir Goose is going even quicker. Sir Goose 46.4 and 46.4 the last 2 laps. So he's now got that gap down to 2 seconds. It was 3 seconds last time we checked on them. So Sir Goose is on the charge. He fancies a podium. Can he avenge the sprint race where Andy beat him? I think Zom's got this one wrapped up, but there's a battle on for P2 between Nobby, Andy and Sir Goose. A bunch of tools, Tom and the Mongs, and an only man's car. Mikey has got Glyn all over the back of him and Fever, so only man's cars all on the charge at the minute. Ooh. Glyn, they're getting all out of shape there as they go onto the banking. Number 9, GTR, with Fever right behind him. Fever will play the team game superbly if he can get there, but Glyn, you can see, is closing down on Mikey all on his own. That GTR is still quick in a straight line. Big, powerful car. Very good and stable on the brakes. Fever carries so much speed through the bus stop. And will Fever give Glyn a bump if he can get there? Should just about reach him. Push him along towards Mikey. He is doing. Yeah, there we see. Bump drafting has commenced there for the only man's cars. Going tip to tip. Glyn says his personal best fastest lap 46.3. There's a Glyn's motor along as well, and all the only man's cars on a charge at the minute. Glyn just does his personal best. Yeah, very much so, Biggles. He's been very impressive in the first race, and he's been very impressive in this one as well. Solid pace throughout. Can he get to Mikey though? Mikey's wide, and that's put himself right back into the clutches of Glyn then. So, can he get there? The answer is yes, he can. Now, can he make a move? Ball then over GTR. Onto loop then to take us back onto the banking. Second covers Mikey, Glyn and Fever. Further on here, the GTR picking up the slipstream from that Peugeot. Mikey's going defensive. So Mikey knows he's coming. He knows he's under attack here. So the brake is in then for the bus stop. Mikey throws it in. Glyn in there behind him. Fever right there as well. He's had a good exit there. Just pulling away ever so slightly. But now the slipstream starts to pick up. And Glyn starts to come back at him. And he's dragging Fever along as well. On then leading now by 9.7 seconds. We're on the penultimate lap of the race. The battle for P2. The lead is 3.7 seconds as it was called. It's going to come down to the final lap. Meanwhile, Sir Goose has caught Andy. Now that could be Nobby Norris' saving grace if these two start to battle. They could both get him if they save it for the last lap. The racing driver's instinct. And they're going purple through sector 1 then, so he's still pushing. So Goose is still pushing. Glyn's still pushing. Fever's still pushing. Mikey's still pushing. Royston's got super hands with him. And Odon. Max Def in P11. Jonesy switch back up to 13th. He's got ahead of Joe Burns. He's down to 14th. Johnny Boy with a new personal best of all of 47.4. He's getting quicker than Tom then. Has got this one all but wrapped up then. Coming into the bus stop for the penultimate time. He's got an 11.6 second lead. In the background then, Nobby Norris's gap, that's shrinking all the time. Down to 1.9 seconds. Comes to the bus stop then, Andy and Goose flying in behind him, taking bags of time. Another 3 or 4 tenths gone. But then now the Mitsubishi speed starts to tell and starts to pull some of that gap back. So Goose has got there, but can he do anything about Andy? He couldn't do it in race 1. He's got 1 lap to do it. 1 lap then for these two to snatch a position. Can they overhaul Nobby Norris? Can Goose get them both? No, indeed. No, indeed. We know that Mitsubishi is quick, though. So round turn 1. Glynn's got Mikey, meanwhile. And here comes Feber round the outside as well. Oh, Feber gets the move done. What a move from Feber. We've seen him do it to a couple of people already. He's just done it to Mikey now as well. And Feber gets 6th. As they start the final lap further back. Look at the right cars. Hansen has just got Royston. Max Def's now got Jonesy all over him. Jonesy looking for the inside line. Max covers the line. Oh, they've caught Nobby Norris. Here we go, then this is for 2nd. Andy looking to the outside. Is he going to try and cut back? He is. Goose is there, they're trying to get that gap as well. Off the corner they come, they're 3 wide. And he's got the inside line. He's ahead. He's got Nobby Norris to the banking. Nobby Norris drops back into the slipstream though. That Mitsubishi is quick in a straight line. He's going to go back for the move around the outside, but Sir Goose is now buying into this as well. Is he going to get them both? He's got the move. He's on the inside of Nobby Norris. Here he comes on Andy for P2. Down the inside, Andy fights hard, but through goes Sir Goose. What a move! Out of the bus stop, he's got it done. Oh, what a shame for Nobby Norris to drop off the podium, but it's not over yet. It is for Zom though. Zom wins. What a drive from him. A 46.000 to finish. Exquisite exclamation point on that one. And Sir Goose is going to get P2. Can Nobby Norris get back at Andy? I don't think he can. It's going to be 2nd for Sir Goose. It's 3rd for Andy. It's 4th for Nobby Norris. What an effort though from him. Glynn's going to get P5. Mikey's got back ahead of Feber meanwhile. Glynn hands on. Mikey gets P6. Feber P7. Super Hansen is going to hold off Royston on the run to the line then. He'll take P8. Royston gets P9. Odon's going to come home in P10. Oh, he's run out of fuel just as they get to the line. Oh, Jonesy on the switchback. No. Oh, Max is fighting. Oh, contact. Oh, was a gaggle of cars there. Zach just holds off Jonesy, who just pips Max by 7 thousandths of a second. And Joe Burns was right there as well. That's 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th come 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th across the line. And last one across the line then will be Johnny Boy. Takes P15. Well, he was feeling confident coming to this one. He liked the circuit and he has delivered on that promise. Zomlar then is your winner of tonight's endurance race there. After 53 minutes, 58 seconds, 0.553, lots of 5s and 3s. He wins in by 15.2 seconds. That was a dominant victory from Zomlar there, ending up also with that 146 flat. We nearly saw a 45 from him, but it was a slow job. So Goose there on the last lap. What a steal from him. Takes 4th to 2nd as they come into the bus stop and held on. Great drive from him there. 2 P2s tonight. I think he'll be very happy with his night's works. Andy then gets a win and a 3rd place. Good solid work from him. Nobby Norris, what a drive once again. Very brave strategy call from him. Almost came off for him. Just there losing out on that final lap there on those hard tyres to the two behind him on the soft. But what a drive from him. Glynn, a really impressive P5 from him. He'll be very happy with that one. They just held off Mikey on the run to the line, who got back ahead of Feber on that last lap for 6th. Feber ending up 7th. Superhands gets P8 there, just holding off Royston. And Odon in 10th in a bit of no man's land. Then we had that gaggle of cars coming across the line together with Zach, Jonesy, Max and Joe Burns. Zach taking the fast lap and he did get into the 45. Look at 45.9. So he did take that, and Johnny Boy there was the rounding out the finishers in 15th. Well, what a race that was then. Thank you to the GT2 drivers once again for delivering a superb race twice, in fact, a racing action tonight. If you like that, we'll back to it all again tomorrow. GT1 then is live 8:30 tomorrow. Please do join SBY as he will guide you through the action tomorrow. We are back here, of course, at Daytona with the GT1 drivers tackling this legendary circuit in Florida. But thank you very much to everybody in the stream. As always, if you haven't already liked the stream, please do so before you go. Thank you for commenting. For watching, and please do join us tomorrow. But for this evening from me, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again real soon.